Many folks are choosing to ditch their landline phones for cell phones. But if you have an emergency and you need to call 911, that could come at a price of personal safety.
Here in Hamilton County, just 20% of calls to 911 are made from landlines. The rest, 80%, come from cell phones. Now, if you're one of those callers, dispatchers may have a difficult time finding you. Channel 3's Lori Mitchell looks into why.
911, location of your emergency.
It's the most important question dispatchers ask when you call 911. But if you're calling from a cell phone, they may have a tough time locating you.
Our citizens rely on this service, and yet the industry and our FCC are not stepping up to the plate.
Hamilton County 911 Director John Sturmer says emergency centers across the country are facing this same problem. The system wasn't built for cell phones, and most calls for help no longer come from landlines.
That was a very reliable and maintained database. With cell phones, we moved away from that, and we moved to where we had to have the location of that phone from the carriers.
Oftentimes, dispatchers can verify an address with the caller before they get that information from the cell phone. But what if the caller doesn't know their address? Sturmer says it's a real problem, especially when the call comes from inside a multi-story building like an apartment complex or a mall.
Any call we get from inside of a building using our current technology is slow, and it's very unreliable. A lot of times it doesn't even put us in the same area that call is coming from.
So we put it to the test, using 2 cell phones from 2 different carriers to call 911, standing inside the emergency center on Amnicola Highway.
You can see that your call came in and hit a cell phone tower. And I'm going to do what's called a rebid.
The first call places us just outside on the sidewalk. The next call puts us on a nearby street. Both times it took 10 to 15 seconds to find us. But apps with GPS can locate you with the touch of a button. We ordered an Uber to our exact location. The driver had no trouble tracking us down. A few seconds might not seem like a big deal, but in a life or death situation, those are critical seconds emergency crews aren't coming to help you.
The FCC is requiring improvements. It says by 2021, all wireless carriers must give more accurate location data. I'm Lori Mitchell, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
And we reached out to the U.S. wireless industry group CTIA to ask what's being done to improve the accuracy of locating emergency calls made from cell phones. Tonight, we are still waiting to hear back.